you see in front of you on the table, please use the Zoom hand raise feature. You may also type your question in chat when called. First question from Brandon at Run It Back.
Hey guys, congrats on the win. This question's really for whoever wants to answer it. Obviously, this one was kind of more of a walk in the park than the other games against XERXIA. So I just want to know where it kind of matched up competitively, where you rank it and maybe what you feel was like the toughest battle you had with them in the previous matches as well.
I'll take this one. Just they're a team that's very hard for us to read, so they forced us to play very slow. So I would say honestly, preparation-wise, it's extremely hard to prepare for that team. Like they do a good job at just making us not like knowing what they're doing, and they manipulate rotates similar to crew that mainly on ascent for crew. So I would say it's like probably one of the toughest games that we played. Like definitely pretty hard to understand what's happening until it actually happens, and their execs are pretty strong.
Thank you. Next question from Blake at Esports GG.
Congrats on the win, guys. This question's for Victor. You had a huge game in terms of first kill on Neon. What was enabling you to get aggressive and get those first kills?
As Neon, I rely heavily on my teammates to create space for me. It sounds weird, but yeah. So we use KO on Breach on some maps, and pretty much their util just allows me to just run in because I know they can't kill me because we're using utility on these spots. So yeah.
Thank you. Next question from Declan at Thixerdo.
Yeah, this is for Crashies, but really anybody can answer. I was wondering if there was any favorite taunts or things that you guys shouted out today during today's match.
I didn't really say anything too crazy to them. I think my favorite was when FNS called her a rushing C and yelled it at them, and we rushed C. That was probably my favorite, to be honest.
Next question from Danny at Dot Esports.
Hey guys, anyone can answer this question really. You guys will face the Guard next in playoffs, so it'll sort of be a rematch from Challengers Finals. Is there anything that you guys are looking to do different in that matchup against them?
Just this time versus the guard, I think they're gonna probably change a lot of their comps, and if they don't, then it'll be a little bit easier for us. But I'm assuming they're gonna have to gimmick us a little bit to win that match because I think we just have more stage experience than them. So when it comes down to it, we're just gonna have to play our game and just hope it works better that day.
Next question from Ominous at Run It Back.
Hey, first of all, congratulations on the win. My question is for Victor. Not you were phenomenal on the Neon today, and not many teams like going into the playoffs run Neon. So, do you see this as an advantage going forward into the playoffs?
I don't know. Yeah, we utilize Neon really well, but I don't think she's an agent when you look at her like individually. She's not like, oh my god, she's so much better than Raze, or oh my god, she's so much better than Jet. So I don't think there's not really an advantage.
Next question from Brandon at Run It Back.
Awesome. Thanks again. So we're actually streaming the press conference on our YouTube channel, and there's some guy in the chat named Jovi. He wants to know how good is Jovi.
I mean, I guess I'm the only one on the team that would actually know. I mean, he's been pretty good for us. We've compared a lot of notes, and we think pretty similarly when it comes to like figuring out what the other team is doing. So I'd say he's doing a good job for us right now.
Next question from Rohan at Esports GG.
Hello, guys. This question is for Ye. With VCT Masters, where you have a format, some teams are directly in the playoffs, and you guys have come through the group stage. Do you think coming through the group stage gives you an advantage into the playoffs?
It's hard to say, to be honest with you. I think on one hand, you get like a lot of experience playing on the stage, and you also get to warm up and like test a lot of your stuff out early on. But at the same time, the other team has the advantage in the sense of like they have a lot more prep time and they can anti you or like watch your games, or they could like keep building on like what they're doing. So I don't know. It's kind of a wash, to be honest with you. I do feel like there is like some advantage I think for our team because like usually we kind of start slow. So for us to get that out of the way now, so we can keep building and riding the momentum, I think it is an advantage for us personally.
Next question from Ian at Valoranting.
Hello. First question, or my question is, do you all consider yourselves to be a momentum-based team? And if so, what do you do during rounds or timeouts to try and continue that momentum? And if you don't consider yourself a momentum-based team, um, what kind of attitude do you go in to when you have a streak going?
I'd probably say we're a pretty momentum-based team, but I think this is just that kind of game, where if you're riding momentum, a lot of the times you have good reads on what they're going to do the next round after that. So it's definitely just in general, I think every team to some degree is in a momentum-based game, our team. But for us, I think even when we're down and we don't have momentum and we take timeouts, a lot of the times we also make correct decisions. A lot of it just comes down to people not trying to be heroes, people not trying to do their own thing, and kind of just using the utility we have. And like you saw today, that if we do those things, then we are usually pretty hard to beat.
Thank you. Next question from Ominous at Run It Back.
Thank you. So, anybody can answer this question. I think yesterday somebody on Twitter had posted the match brackets, and they said that it gives an unfair advantage to the teams in the playoffs, so that they can watch and anti-strat you. So, do you think this is right, or would you request right for a change in format going into the future?
I don't think any team should just make playoffs. I think even if we won the final versus the guard online, I still would be saying that that's a ridiculous thing that any team can just make the playoffs going into online play, right from online play right into playoffs and not having to play group stages. I think every team should have to play group stages and earn their spot in playoffs. But that's not the fault of the teams or anything. I just think it's a terrible format in that sense. They should not do that. But what was the question? Was it unfair? I mean, I guess kind of. Think it's ridiculous. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Luke at Dixerdo.
Hey guys, congrats on the win. Kind of building off from that, obviously you're playing the guards so early on in the playoffs as well. Do you think there should be some like extra seeding so that these same region matchups don't happen so early on?
I would definitely say so. I mean, the first time we were in Berlin, we also played the two other NA teams that were there. We played Sentinels and 100 Thieves. Somehow we keep playing the NA teams. So yeah, for the future, I would definitely not like to play the NA teams and play the other regions for sure.
Next question from Ian at Valoranting.
Hello again. There's been voting that's been happening through the broadcast about MVP. I'd be curious to hear if there is a particular player that really shined during this match from your guys' perspective that you would be comfortable saying MVP. I mean, obviously, you guys are probably going to say it's a team effort, but I was curious if there was if anyone wanted to shout out a particular player saying they really shined, they really did a lot during this match.
I'd like to say FNS. I know I got the most kills, but he makes my job so easy for me. I literally ask him, Pujan, where do I go? And I kill.
Thanks, man. I'd say Victor.
I'd say
He's got a lot of kills.
I'd say Victor as well. Yeah, it's pretty hard as a neon
Victor, FNS, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say for sure Victor for me, just because he dominated on neon on both maps. It's kind of easy to gas out after you have a good first map and not go into the second map not with that much gas and just shitting on them. So good for him.
Are there any other questions in the room? All right, well, that concludes our press conference with Optic Gaming. Thank you very much. We'll be back after match 2.